got men who have my whole heart. Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees. Freddy can keep his fingers to himself, though. I'm just gonna say that. He's not my type. But yeah, let's pull some cards. I think I'm gonna pull cards for all the signs. We're just gonna pull just one for the rising signs. I'm gonna pull some cards for the rising signs for the full moon, which means I need to get my full moon deck. Actually, no Freddy Krueger. No, he's I don't trust what he does with them hands. Like, I don't need that. Oh wait, let's talk about the full moon. I'm gonna shuffle these cards while we do so. I know people like to see the shuffling, so I'm just gonna mess with it. So yeah, full moon in Pisces. It's been, I think, obviously with this opposite sign being Virgo, I just, the Pisces Virgo axis is so interesting to me. I find it's like, I don't know what it is about that axis. It's like a little bit more quiet and peaceful. I think, you can see like with Leo and Aquarius, there's a lot of oomph energy. With Taurus and Scorpio, the same. It's very in your face. It's very upfront, intense kind of energy. Yeah, so full moon in Pisces, I think it's a really good, it was the harvest moon as well, so it really introduces us into the fall. This is the time to harvest. This is the time to, back in the day, it would be the time to, to harvest all of our food of the summer, all of our grains, all the things that we can. It's almost the last time. I mean, it's not the fully last harvest, but it is a huge time of harvesting the fruits for the winter, the foods that we've grown, the grains especially, squashes, all that kind of stuff. It's, the apple season, and time to harvest once again, but a little bit less so. So it's definitely a time. The harvest moon is always a moment to take stock, and also to kind of open ourselves up to the changing of the seasons here. Like, this is, Virgo is a mutable sign, so it transmutes us from summer to fall, and we're in this really transitory moment and period here. And especially with everything being very retrograde, like I was saying earlier, it feels very Libra season vibes, even though technically the sun is in Virgo right now. And we could be getting really stuck and confused with the details, because it is all about that. Ooh, tart. Tomatoes and peppers sound good. I want to grow things. I tried to grow herbs down here, but the sun killed my herb plants. So fuck Florida. I'm really annoyed with it. I can't wait to know when to grow things and have seasons again, because you can try to grow things down here and sometimes it's just too hot and it'll just kill them immediately. I don't know, you have to be a professional fucking farmer down here to grow things, I guess. My complaints, because I had this beautiful little parsley plant and then it got to be the summer and it was doing so well, and then it got so hot I had to go away for a weekend, and apparently that was it. It wasn't even in the sun, it was done. And I'm upset about it. So, anyways. Yeah, it wasn't even in the sun. It's just the heat, I think, because I always had them shaded. I never wanted to put them in the sun or anything. It's just... Anyways, I'm upset about it. And I'm excited to be able to grow things again. I really love tomatoes, and I love to grow them. So, yeah. But with Pisces, full moon... full moons are always a time of culmination, of manifesting, of bringing things up to the front. What are we illuminating? What is our focus on? So, really, think about, what house does Pisces rule for you, and where does it sit in your chart? Where does it, what does it do for you? For me, it is my midheaven, and it is my ninth house. So it's all about spirituality. It's all about more esoteric aspects, metaphysical aspects of life. It's about long distance or travel. It's about belief systems and how, because third house is how you learn. Ninth house is more about what you're learning and how you're shifting your beliefs, and third house is how you communicate it. That's what I really love about their connection. But for me, it's about that. And Pisces in general rules mostly 12th house stuff. So it's about the internal, the really what is the back of your mind that you need to work through? What do we need to release? What do we need to kind of go over? Because Pisces is the two fish swimming in circles. You have to go over things. You have to revisit things to understand them more. You have to ruminate a little bit. So it's definitely a full moon where we can get more in touch with these more water aspects of our belief systems, of what we believe in ourselves, what we believe in terms of life, all those kinds of things. It's a very esoteric one, obviously, as well. So it's... where do you see yourself going? What are your beliefs about, yourself moving forward? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe you can get here? Do you believe, in terms of these different like religious, like, do you have attachment to your religious beliefs or to your spirituality? I don't want to say religious because that sounds like a little too intense, but where does your spirituality sit in this? And the Pisces full moon is like, I think it brings a little bit of magic. So I think this is a good time to manifest because Pisces energy is very magical in that sense. It's the water that you need to fuel, to bring, I don't know, what is the word I'm looking for? To help an idea to grow, to help whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish to grow. So I think that Pisces is a very supportive sign. It brings the water. It helps you to figure things out. And I think with the full moon in Pisces is also really much about like Pisces can have fun and be pleasurable and like can I feel like they enjoy arts, music, things a little bit more, like getting more in touch with those things, like getting more in the woo woo and less in that Virgo like inundated with like information and scheduling ourselves crazy. It's like take a step back and like be a little bit more like lean into some hippie energy. A good example, last night I watched a documentary called, what's it called? The Source Family. If you look it up, it'll show up. I think I watched it on like Tubi for free. But I had heard about it because I was listening to I listened to Morbid. I love Morbid podcast. And I listened to them in like last podcast like religiously. Like I listen to all their episodes. I love them both so much. And so I was listening to their newest episode of The Source Family, and they actually, oh my god, I realized, okay, wait, no, this is plugged in. For a second, I was like, is my mic just not plugged in? But that wouldn't make any sense because you can hear me. Mercury is retrograde, and obviously I am nervous that I am fucking everything up technologically, so I apologize for me being like, oh, fuck. But, yeah, it's very... Virgo is very getting, like, you know, being inundated with the details, like getting maybe too much information, watching too many videos, like trying to learn too much at once. And Pisces allows us to take that step back and to go over that and be like, do we need this? Let's feel through this. Let's like feel through this a little bit. Let's like, you know, make this more like, let's focus on the emotions of this. Yes. And I'm reading your mind, not listening with my ears. That's like, I mean, that is Pisces energy, but I'm glad that you can hear this because I was like, holy shit, did I just like not plug in my aux today? But I did, so we're good. It's just I didn't plug in my controller. They have very similar cords, and I was like, but I already plugged that in until I'm playing, so it's okay. It can be unplugged. So yeah, Pisces energy is very like, ooh. So let's pull some cards on it. Let's look at that. I want to use my Usi Pagan Otherworld and the Cosmic Tarot. So let's check it out. Pisces full moon, anything you need to know. Yeah, Strength Reversed is the first card out. Again, it wants me to talk about that before I pull any more. But Strength Reversed, when I see that, it's like we don't have... This is... Whenever I see this, I feel... It's like that feeling of like, I lost my keys and now I'm going to freak out and throw a table about it because I'm so pissed off. Like, it's not reacting to something that like we should be reacting to with peace, with love. And I'm going to hold it upright just so you can see the imagery. But like, she's holding this bear. And obviously bears and people don't really usually mix unless you train them and teach them to love you and care for you and trust you and know that like you're not going to go and hit them with a stick or shoot them or stab them or something. And if there's a mutual trust that I'm not going to hurt you and you're not going to hurt me, then we're good. When the Strength card is reversed, I always feel like there is this real sense of like us not being able to rein in that more animalistic, angry, lashing out part of ourselves. It doesn't also makes you feel less in control. We can't stand up for ourselves. We can't do what needs to be done. We don't have the energy. We don't have the time. We don't have the belief in ourselves is really what that is. Because the Strength card is, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe you have the strength? Do you believe you have the willpower to get through this, to make this happen? And when that's reversed, it's not really feeling like you got that at this time. It's really being very aware of where our weak points are and where we're not coming across in the best way possible. And like I said, that feels very Mars and Gemini to me, of being like, yeah, we're seeing a different side of ourselves that doesn't react that well, that doesn't take criticism well, that isn't doing good. So Strength card reversed to me makes sense. Let's see. Energy, messages. Only Pisces. General energy that is bringing, and ooh, I like that. Okay. Ace of Cups. The general energy, again, is a revitalization of our emotions. Where do we not feel emotionally attached to something? Especially with this, it feels like some of us are just not feeling emotionally attached to a way of life, something that we're doing. And again, it's making us kind of snap. So I feels like, I don't know, I'm kind of getting the sense for a lot of people. I noticed, quiet quitting and, leaving your job for something better has really been like all over like Twitter and everything else. It's like quiet quitting versus quiet firing. And as somebody who is part of a quiet firing situation where I had to call them out and be like, are you quiet fucking firing me? Or maybe you could just talk to me in my face and say, I have no need for this position anymore, instead of torturing me for over a month and making me feel like I am unnecessary, I'm not wanted, and you hate me for some reason. Doesn't make sense. So that's bullshit in my opinion. But anyways, that's my little like own personal experience. I didn't mean to drag into this, but quiet firing is a really fucked up thing to do. It's a really fucked up thing to do to people. Talk to them. They're human fucking beings, and you should be able to talk to them and, let them know what's going on, so you're not putting them in a position like what I'm in right now. So thank you. Fuck my last company. I hope that place goes down in flames. Anyways, I'm really, as you can tell, I have an Aries, Mars, and Mercury. No, go fuck yourself is how I feel. I'm, like I was saying, quiet firing, quiet quitting. And that's definitely, I think like that's just like an example. I don't know what's going on with my hair right there. What's happening? Where's side you're supposed to be on? Okay, there we go. Fixed it. But yeah, that's just very like snapping kind of energy. And I think that that's actually a really good example, because the way that Trump reacted was very like Mars and Gemini, like, no, like, no, I've decided this. And it's like, that's very like, to me, that feels very strength card reverse. It's very coming across in ways that are not mature, that are not our best self, that are not coming across as very like stable, strong, or normal. Like, I'm not going to say normal, but when the strength card is reversed, like, I just feel like we're giving into what our worst tendencies. And when that's starting to show up and we're starting to be very aware of that, you can also be very aware that like you need to have some type of emotional refreshment here. We need to find a way to emotionally refresh ourselves, to reconnect in the heart. Oh, there goes the thunder. I wonder if we can you guys hear that? It's really loud. Holy shit, I feel like it's just like, it's literally shaking everything. Oh. So yeah, we're about to hit a thunderstorm here. Classic energy. But yeah, Ace of Cups. Getting back in touch with our spirituality, getting back in touch with our emotions. It's really all about Pisces. Full moon kind of energy. It's doing what needs to be done as well. I feel like Pisces energy is very, I do compare Pisces and Taurus a lot, and Cancer, just because I find that they're very like, all very peaceful, more peaceful signs that are more focused on enjoying and pleasure and peace and finding a place to relax, really, and to get a little more pleasure in the midst of something that's probably a little like craziness. Like, we have to find pleasure, we have to find moments of peace, we have to find moments of respite amidst chaos. And right now we're definitely in a very chaotic period, and this is a time where we need this. So, oh my god. All right. Why did that shit just come out? Okay, we have to talk about it, I guess. I was only expecting some normal cards, or, less insane. But Nine of Wands reversed, and the Tower show up here. And the Tower's upright. I do feel like the Nine of Wands reversed to me is needing to be ready to let certain things go. Like, I did spend a lot of time just talking about astrology and talking about how this is a good time for trial periods. It's a good time to test different things out, different ways of doing things, and being very open to that. So instead of like, if people always describe doing the same thing over and over again as insanity. If you keep doing the same thing and expect a different result, it's kind of insane. It comes across as insanity. You're not going to get the change that you want. It's not going to actually shift, and you're just going to be more and more frustrated that it's not working. And when the Nine of Wands is reversed, I see that as kind of letting something go. Because when it's upright, you are holding on to something so intensely, and you don't want to shift. You don't want to change. You're going to hold on to this. You're not going to let this bar go. You're going to stand there and say, no, I'm ready to fight, and I'm here for it. I'm not moving. I'm not going to change. I'm going to stay this way. When it's reversed, I see that as an opening of the doors, or really an opening of how do I say this? Like, letting go of, there's a word for this. Again, Mercury just went retrograde, so forgive me if I can't, It is so hard to get the words right now. It is so fucking hard with Gemini and Mars and Mercury being retrograde in Libra to get the right words. But it's like, what is the word I'm looking for? Our barriers, our boundaries. It's really adjusting our boundaries, opening them up here. It's like, I'm not letting this in, I'm not going to do this. Then it's like, okay, well, if I want things to change, no matter how chaotic they are, I need to be ready. You need to be open to something coming in that shifts everything, that changes everything, that knocks all that is unstable out of the water, because that is the energy that we are dealing with right now. And with Nine of Wands reversed in the Tower, there's certain things that could happen that are so, I don't want to say destructive in a negative way, but could at least, you might see it as frustrating. You might want to emotionally respond. You might want to snap. You might want to say, I didn't want this change. I wasn't asking for this, but this needed to happen. This needed to happen, because otherwise you were going to keep standing and waiting for something and holding out for something that was just dry, like exhausting. Go from the 9 of 10 to the 10 of wands. Sorry, the 9 of wands, the 10 of wands. And when it gets there, like, you're carrying so much more than you need to be carrying. You're carrying the weight and the stress and the pressure of way too much. To me, it feels like continuing to try to change something in your life in a way that is not working. And when the 9 of wands is reversed to the Tower, it feels to me like there's obviously, when the Tower shows up upright, that's always an indication to me that something is coming in from the outside to shift you. Something is coming in as a major shift in your life from the outside. Something is coming in to rock the boat, and it is not something that you are doing. It is something outside of you. And this is live. Hello. How are you? Discord. This is live. We're talking about the Pisces full moon. I'm just pulling some general cards. I'm going to start pulling cards for all of the different rising signs. And again, if anybody wants their own, like, want a question answered or whatever, you can give me a follow. I'll pull one card, or I have a donation. Like, I think I have a donation thing on my channel. You can donate $10 and I'll do like a short reading for you on whatever question you have. Okay. So just for those coming in, I am doing that as well today. We're going to do some readings today because I feel like I haven't been doing them as much, and I want to connect back with you guys and do that again. All my followers and stuff, we're trying new things. Because again, retrograde time, if you were here a little earlier, we've been talking about how this is a great time with so much being retrograde for trial periods to do different things, see how they work for you. And being, again, now we've kind of circled back here to being open about things, being more open to shifts and change, whether we are in control of them or not. We can't have control over every shift and everything that comes into our life to take away our stability. When the Tower shows up, know that whatever is taken down was not stable to begin with and needed to be let go of. And this is all in the best interest of you, okay? This is all in your best interest of your emotions, your happiness, your true pleasure and joy, and whatever this has to do with, okay? And I do feel like if we're open to change now, by the time we have that new moon, the next new moon is going to be in Virgo, right? Yeah, Virgo. New moon in Virgo, or did that already happen? I don't know. I need to look at that again. Is the new moon going to be in Virgo? Now I'm lost. Okay. Well, whenever the next new moon is, now I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure this out right now on the top of my head. I don't know why I can't think of this. It'll come back to me. But by the end of the next like new moon cycle, because we're at the full moon right now, we're right at it, like, last night, this morning. So, we have that new moon, obviously, in 2 weeks from now. The next, we're going to go through a waning moon cycle. So while we're in this waning moon cycle, what do we need to be ready to let go of? Be open to letting certain things go, and don't hold on to them so hard. Don't fight things that you need to release, okay? It's time to let things go. Be open to new changing and shifting. It could even be like that this happens, obviously. The Tower has no timed schedule. I'm saying new moon because this is the card for new moon in this deck. This card has all the moon cycles in it, which indicates some timing for me, but also new moons are really just a time for new beginnings. So this moment, just be ready for Towers to come in and force new beginnings for you. To let go of what you thought was coming, to let go of what you were holding out for and holding on to, and being open to things coming in and changing. So, anything else? What can we do here? Advice? And obviously we have a new, oh my God, of course. And what do we need to know about what's coming in? The Fool. New beginning. Like, you just have new beginning energy here. Like, whatever it is that you guys are holding out on that you're afraid to change, afraid to let go of, but isn't really working out anymore, and you need to have some shifts and changing, and expect those things to change. Expect things to go. Yeah, right? I pulled the Tower as the full moon sextile Uranus. So yeah, chaos, emotional chaos, chaotic things happening. Be ready to let things go. Don't be holding up the barriers and the boundaries of, I don't want to let this go and I'm going to hold on to this. It's like, let it the fuck go. Stop fighting for things that aren't doing you any good anymore, okay? If you're fighting for something and it's not doing you any good, you're fighting to hold on to it, keep it in your life. Make sure that nobody's fucking this up. It's going to get fucked up. Let it go. Let it go, okay? But the Fool is there for a new beginning. Whenever you are being forced to let go, whatever is ending, whatever is kind of chaotically falling apart, and this, death, this ending, this disintegration oh my god, why did I put these over here? It is good for you, and it allows you a lot of freedom in moving forward. It's like such a free energy. It's like literally you're clearing it all out and allowing yourself to be free. This could be for some of you finally letting go of the ex, finally letting go of any type of power, any type of hold that they had on you, and moving forward, just in terms of emotions. But I'm just saying that because that Ace of Cups is there, and people always want to be asking about relationship stuff, huh? So, advice and guidance. Okay, I'm gonna pull one more. That's really weird. Oh man, it's like really focused on letting go of what is not good for you and not what's not working. I'm just gonna say that. Sorry, I have to respond to that. Should respond to a little text. Yeah. What's this? All right, interesting. I also saw the Ten of Wands show up too. I didn't want to pull it, but we're going to talk about it just because, Two of Swords and the Five of Pentacles show up. Five of Pentacles I saw first, so I'm going to look at that. And then the Two of Swords. To me, again, there's an isolation here. A Pisces is kind of, I will say this, I love a lot of Pisces. I know a lot of Pisces. A lot of Pisces are my best friends. Like, I have a lot of Pisces friends in my life and a lot of Pisces in my life, and I love them all. But they are big into isolation. They need their time. They need their time of separation. Being a 12th house sign, they have to take time out for themselves. That Five of Pentacles and the Two of Swords here, to me feels like if there is a decision, and actually the Two of Swords came out reversed, so I'm holding this wrong, but I want to hold it up right so that you guys can look at it. I also just picked up the wrong card anyways because it's reversed when I look at it on screen. But yeah, Five of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and Two of Swords is reversed. I just have it upright so you can see it because it's a beautiful picture, but it's going to keep throwing me off, so I'm going to put it reversed. This to me signifies, Five of Pentacles is a difficult card. It might have been feeling because this is a card about your advice. If you're feeling alone, if you're just feeling really lost and stressed by all of this energy and wow, something was just taken from me, I didn't really have a decision, and feeling frustrated and upset and being why? It's you need to take a step back and look at this from a different perspective. Rest. Okay? Four of Swords is all about taking necessary time to rest, to take a step back. And to me, this kind of combination here definitely indicates a need for isolation and rest, and to really look at this situation and look at why this was taken from you, and really maybe even celebrating it, even if it doesn't feel like a good thing right now. I do feel like whatever was taken away, whatever fell away. Thank you. This is my here, I'll hold up I actually got this deck. I love this deck. This is a very personal deck to me. I don't use this for a lot of personal readings for people. I only use it for moon readings and readings for myself and almost nobody else. I think I've used it for maybe one, Cancer reading. But it's the Usi Pagan Otherworlds deck. It's really, really beautiful. And I actually got this in Scotland at a shop right across from Greyfriars Cemetery. So if you're ever in Edinburgh in Scotland, there's a beautiful little tarot and metaphysical shop with a great little reader in there. I saw this deck and I was immediately I have to buy this. I'm in love with this. And it has such a special energy. I opened it on the lock of the Dark Goddess, so it has a very special energy with it too. I love it. It's amazing. So yeah. The other okay. You're going to get through this. Whatever is coming in, what you guys need to know is it's giving you strength and it's giving you stability and power. It's It's very, like, you might not be able to see this right now. Yeah. This is all like watercolor and like paintings that they made into a deck. So they're very like different, and it's really thick. It's a really thick deck. It's like they're thick, really well made cards, and they're gorgeous. The Eight of Swords is not being able to see a way forward. Not be again. This is very much in the energy. Like I really, when I was like talking about all the astrology earlier and how everything is like retrograde right now, this is the card I was thinking of. Eight of Swords. You cannot see a way forward. We feel stuck. We don't know how to get out of this. It's like I'm just gonna have to sit here with my, blindfold on, tied up, because I don't know where the fuck to go from here, and there's not much I can do to change the situation. And with this situation in this full moon, it's being very aware of where you can't change things, of where you're stuck, and where you cannot see a way forward. Yes, but you have to trust in this process. You've got to trust, because whatever it is setting you through, whatever it is the path that it is setting you on, whatever is clearing away, which might feel very isolating, like, why is this happening to me? Why is this being taken away from me? Why don't I have this? Why am I in such lack right now? Why can't I wait? Why can't I get the help that I need, the money that I need, the job that I need, the relationship that I need? Why can't I get the support right now? And it's like, you're having this go. You're having, again, that Tower showed up, the new moon card showed up, like shows me said, like in the comment in the chat there, it's right again as I pulled the Tower there, right as the full moon sextile Uranus today. So there's a really intense energy of things that are out of our control. As I say this, the thunder is now going. It's very Tower day of just like things being taken away from us that need to be taken away, that need to fall apart, that are unstable, and that maybe we didn't see as such. Maybe we're upset about this because we're like, I don't want this taken away from me. This relationship was good, or like, I don't want to lose this job. And it's like, but did you enjoy it? Was it really your dream? Or what do you really see yourself doing? Where do you really see yourself living? Where, like, oh, you didn't get that job, like, maybe there's a reason for it, because something better is coming in. You have to be open to something much better coming in and trusting this process. Really, I would say this Pisces full moon is all about getting into this metaphysical, I don't want to say like woo woo, but like kind of like woo woo headspace of manifesting and being positive and knowing, and being in that kind of water energy that is almost psychic, of just knowing that things are going to change in a positive way, and that whatever is taking away from you, it is leaving this open space for something much better. And again, the Fool is there, and it's all leading to that Nine of Pentacles, which is what I call my single happy woman card. She's got the money, she's got the job, she's got the bird, she's got the outfits. And in this case, we see there's, because it's a very different deck and it's very traditional. We only have the Nine Pentacles, but we have this beautiful bird, and it's all growing so well. Like, what a change the Nine of Pentacles is from the Seven of Pentacles, or even the Eight of Pentacles. You're not putting in that extra work. You're not like gutting yourself for whatever this is, okay, and wondering why it won't work. Because again, whatever was taken away from you here, it feels like you were trying and working at, and it was not going to get anywhere, and you had to have it taken away from you for you to see that if you were to keep trying at this, you would probably keep failing and feel insane and feel bad about yourself. And it's time to let something go and leave the space open for something much better for yourself to come in. So I'm going to leave the general reading for the Pisces full moon there. I'm going to pull cards for each of the rising signs next. So we're going to go from